I have a love-hate relationship with these fall tips that we have been having. On one hand, I do absolutely love the cooler weather, the crisp air, the smell. I have all my pumpkin candles burning. I made a simmer pot that made my house smell absolutely amazing. But on the other hand, it absolutely wipes out any bit of drive or motivation that I have. I want to curl up on the couch with a blanket and a book and a cup of coffee and do absolutely nothing. So I am trying my best today to pretend like I have a little bit of motivation to get some stuff done in my kitchen. My fridge is currently overflowing with produce and leftovers and just bits and pieces of stuff that I've started preserving but never had time to finish. And so my plan today is just to I have 2 hours until I pick up my kids. So 2 hours and get as much of that knocked out as I can. I was feeling pretty ambitious last night and I took out a bunch of chicken and hamburger out of my freezer and let it thaw out. We all pack our lunch throughout the week, and so it's nice to just have protein ready to go in the fridge to grab while we're packing our lunches. But I thought last night I would throw it on the smoker and quickly decided that I wanted to go to bed at a decent time instead of staying up and cooking meat. So I have this meat to put up today. I also have a big bag of peppers that I've harvested from the garden that need to be processed. I can tell by the smell that some of them have gone bad, so I need to sort them all and clean them all and throw the bad ones to the chickens and let them eat those. I also have a whole bunch of tomatoes that I roasted the other day and then just threw in my fridge. I'm going to use those in my WeVac chamber vacuum sealer and just get them sealed and thrown into the freezer so we can use them in soups or chilies or stews throughout the winter. And my husband has been begging me to make another batch of granola bars. That one is low on the priority list, although it would be nice to have them in the fridge. I'm not sure if I'm going to have time to do that, but if I have extra time after I get these 3 items taken care of, that is what we will be doing next. So I'm going to go ahead and get this meat started. I just got to season it up and throw it on the grill. I just have some bone-in skin-on chicken thighs and then some hamburger that I'm just going to turn into patties. Let me know in the comments, do you prefer summer weather or fall weather? I was just talking to my kids about this the other day. They were asking what my favorite season was, and without a doubt, I answered no hesitation that it was fall. And Ella, my middle daughter, was surprised. She said, I thought spring would be your favorite because you get to start your garden. And while I very much do love spring and I long for the garden all winter while it's gone, I also really enjoy the rest that comes with fall after a busy garden season. I start my garden in my basement, so I start working towards having the summer garden like in February-ish. And so come September, I am always just really burned out and pretty much over the garden by this point. Which is why I never have a fall garden. I always have great intentions of having it. And this year I did get sick, which is why I didn't get my seeds started. But I do always just get really burnt out this time of the year. And I get pretty sick of taking care of the garden. Especially this year has been so dry. And so I've had to do a lot of hand watering and we don't have our irrigation out. And it's just very time consuming, and although I love it, I love having the ability to grow my own food and to preserve it and to feed my family from the work that I do out there. I also very, very much enjoy the rest that comes with the fall. And so it is definitely my favorite season. I also love pumpkin everything from smells to tastes to looks. The fall colors are beautiful. And nobody would be surprised in my house if they came home in the middle of summer to a fall candle burning, because that is just, it's homey and comforting. That's the smell that I like. days ago, I took all of these tomatoes and halved them, threw them in baking dishes, and roasted them in the oven for about 45 minutes. I didn't have time to deal with them that night, so I piled them all into one baking dish and threw them in my fridge until today, because today I do have time to take care of them. So what I like to do with these tomatoes is just take the skin off, and then I'm going to dump this extra liquid down the sink, and then I'm going to vacuum seal what is left. And it's just going to be pretty much the tomato puree. There are a few seeds in there. I didn't worry about taking them out. But having this is going to be perfect for throwing into all kinds of recipes that I make. I do most of our cooking from scratch, and so I love to just have fresh options to throw into my soups and stews and casseroles and chilies and just whatever else I am making throughout the fall and the winter. Okay, I got all of these tomatoes skinned, and now I'm going to put them into my VVac vacuum sealer bags. I am putting 2 cups of tomatoes in each of these bags, and then I'm going to insert them into the chamber vacuum sealer. Now this thing is so cool. I gave a really clear demonstration on it when I was making soup in my last video, but I have so many projects that I would love to use with this thing, so you will probably see it over and over again, just because it really works so well, and it's super versatile. Completely vacuum sealed, ready to go in the freezer. I do have an affiliate link and a discount code 6hearts. If you would like one of these chamber vacuum sealers, you will be able to use it in your kitchen for so many things. I absolutely hate throwing food away, so it makes me sick how many peppers I just had to toss just because I didn't get to them in time, and I didn't have room to store them in my fridge until just a couple days ago. We desperately need a second fridge. Around here during harvest season, I threw probably like half of a Walmart bag size away, which is pretty frustrating, but I guess it is what it is. I am going to do my best to turn the rest of these into something useful and not waste any more food. I have a mixture of jalapenos, Anaheim chilies, candy cane peppers, Cubanelles, Lazia peppers, just a random mix of sweet and spicy peppers. And I'm going to make like a version of cowboy candy. Cowboy candy is sweet. It is made with jalapenos typically. Yuck. The whole thing is gross. But it's too spicy for me. And so I'm going to do a version that has both jalapenos and sweet peppers in it. And hopefully I will be able to eat it. Now I'm not going to de-seed all of these jalapenos, but I am de-seeding the sweet peppers. kind of out of laziness because I don't want my fingers to be burning. I don't ever de-seed for cowboy candy anyways, but I feel like sweet peppers have a lot bigger core and bigger seeds, so I am just popping those out really quickly. I'm going to use my food processor to make this. I'm going to do it like relish style instead of ring style, and so I will just get them all chopped up in there and then get the cowboy candy made. I'm going to have to think of might call it cowgirl candy. Not quite as hot as the cowboy candy. Well, unfortunately, change of plans. What appeared to be still really good, firm, crisp jalapenos, when I cut them open, are just soft and mushy and gooey on the inside. Pretty much every single one of them. So, I think what I'm going to do is just call this a loss. The sweet peppers were the same. Some of them were good, but the overwhelming majority of them I'm just not happy with the quality of them. When you're canning and preserving food, you need to use the very best quality so that you have a good shelf life and you have a safe product. And I don't feel comfortable with the ingredients that I'm using saying that I do have that. And as sad as it makes me and disappointed in myself as it makes me, I think I'm just going to call all of these peppers chicken food and let them have it. It's frustrating because I had a whole Walmart bag of peppers and I should have made myself get to it sooner, but I just didn't have the time. Sometimes we do that. I hate food waste, especially with the prices of food right now, and we are constantly trying to save money on our groceries. That's why I grow a lot of my food, why I preserve a lot of my food, not just to save money, but because of the better quality and knowing what's going in my body as well. But just really stinks to have to throw all of this away, but I think that that's probably the best option. I obviously don't want any of us to get sick from eating something that is not in the best shape. So that's what I'm going to do with these peppers, and it is time to go get my girls and my little guy from school. The kids are home from school, we have chores done, and now it is time to get dinner going. I wanted just something easy tonight, so I'm going to throw together just a quick sausage, pepper, caramelized onion, and hash brown breakfast casserole. There's a little bit of chopping to do with this, but it comes together really quickly. And bonus, we always have leftovers, so my husband can have it for breakfast in the morning, or sometimes he just eats a quick, easy breakfast, and then if so, he can take it for lunch tomorrow. I know we just prepped all of that protein, but my kids go to a private school, and there's no cafeteria, so we have to pack lunch every day, so no food will be wasted. Once it is prepared, it will be eaten. Also, my oldest daughter plays volleyball, which means she has practice and games most nights, so we don't have a lot of time for dinner, especially on game nights. We have like 20 to 30 minutes at home, so having something in the fridge ready to go really makes my life a whole lot easier. I ran out to the garden real quick and just grabbed a few peppers. I have a golden Marconi, it's still mostly green, a candy cane, and a couple small poblanos. So I'm just going to get those chopped up. Luckily, even though I did have to throw a huge amount of peppers away today, and I'm still pretty upset about that. My garden is loaded with peppers right now, so there are ones still coming to take their place, and I will still have plenty to preserve, especially jalapenos. Those things, well, and the paprika peppers, those are loaded this year. I got in the fridge to get cheese, and I remembered that I bought mushrooms when I went grocery shopping this morning. So we are going to throw these into this breakfast casserole as well. I have some butter going in my pan, and we are just going to get these onions really caramelized and brown and sweet, and top our breakfast casserole with those. While those onions are caramelizing, I'm just going to be getting some cheese grated up. We use fresh eggs from our chickens, so I just washed those up, and I'm going to crack them. With fresh eggs, they can last on the counter for like 3 months. As long as you don't wash them right away. They have a coating called a bloom that keeps them safe from bacteria. And so you wash them when you're ready to use them. I usually do about a dozen eggs. My onions look perfect, so I'm going to go ahead and add those to the top of my casserole. And then in my eggs, I'm going to put some of the homemade pesto that we made together. A pretty good helping of it. And then I like to add a little bit of heavy cream and salt and pepper. If you're still watching, I just wanted to say thank you so much for being here. I love being able to share with you. Until I see you next time, may God bless.